Hey guys, it's Joe Simpson. Welcome back to Capital Bass Fishing. I did not forget about you guys. It's just terrible, terrible weather in Virginia, and I need a little break. That's the truth of it. So yeah, I just can't afford to keep buying gear and buying stuff and reviewing things just for no reason at all. I need to get out and do more fishing and less buying. But today I wanted to go over some websites that I go to. I know you guys are probably housebound and probably stuck inside, so I wanted to give you something to lean on to help you maybe expand your fishing knowledge, expand your fishing entertainment, and to give you something to do during these boring lockdown days during the winter. So hopefully any of you that can get out there and fish are fishing, but those of you who can't, check out some of these websites that I go to and that I like, and maybe you can subscribe to these and it'll help you pass some time as well. I will be back soon, and I'll be back fishing soon, but right now there's no point in me going out to these ponds and casting and skipping lures across the ice on top of the water. So the only other place that I could go to is maybe a river, which is too cold and I don't want to fall in and die. And then the water authority, which those big 5, 6, 7 pounders just sit on the bottom of the water and look at me like, what, you're going to catch me? They don't bite. They've been pressured so bad, it's ridiculous. So I choose to stay inside. I just kind of mind my own. I watch the videos. I get ready. I'm salivating. I want to go fishing. I'm with you guys. Hang in there. I'll be back soon. You guys, I appreciate you coming around and watching my videos and staying with me. So take a look at some of these links. Check them out. Let me know which ones you like, and I'll talk to you soon, hopefully before next week. Bye. All right, so this is going to be a long one. Kind of. Not really. Just hang with me. I'll go through these as quick as I can. First and foremost, Capital Bass Fishing, favorite channel of all time. Nah, this is my channel. So if you guys ever want to come visit, take a look. This is my channel. I've recently renamed it, kind of, or rebranded it to Capital Bass Fishing. And I'm just trying to, you know, get some type of theme going with this channel. Now, many of you may not know, I have another channel and I do other things. I'm kind of geeky with all my equipment and all my stuff. So I have this other channel, and I called it Tech Wake TV. It's not doing nearly as good as my fishing channel. Oh, look at that mug. So yeah, Tech Wake TV kind of looks the same, but I go over things like laptops, and I even covered my wife's pressure cooker or rice cooker, talk about little devices for video editing, cameras. So if you ever want to see more in-depth of some of the things that I do, you can go here and check it out. But let's talk about the list of the people that I love. These channels are my go-to cruisers. When I come home, I'm sitting there for an hour and I'm like looking at different fishing channels. These are my go-tos. And this is in no order, but just first off the top of my head is Tactical Bassin, and they are definitely going to be my top. These guys have video after video doing square bill crankbait breakdowns. They have swim baits. They've got fishing rod reviews, best combos under $100, and tons and tons of live fishing. These guys used to fish in California. They're not huge. They're getting big. They're 402,000 subscribers. I would say anybody under 750 still isn't at that huge mark, but these guys are definitely, I think, players, and everybody who watches fishing, who knows anything about anything, at least can acknowledge these guys are probably the best go-to guys for tips, tricks, gear, and different techniques. Now, they fish out of the boat a lot, so sometimes pond fishermen and river fishermen don't get as much from these guys as others would, but they are a definite resource. The next one would be, and again, this isn't in order, this is just things that came up, Alex Rudd Fishing. I like Alex Rudd a whole lot. He's just a guy's kind of guy, and he tells you how it is, and he does some really cool stuff. He fishes a little bit more rivers. I think he's like, is he like Tennessee or the South? I don't know where he's located. You guys might know. But Alex Rudd always talks about baits that he gets, things that he does, and he has lots of live fishing, and he's definitely a pro. Usually he's in his garage sitting on his boat giving you like a dialogue, and then you'll see him often in a boat. So here's a guy some of you may not have heard of. Bassin Bonzai. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this guy right here. This guy I like because he has a really good resource of videos specifically geared toward BFS. So he talks about BFS rods and reels, and he talks about the different spools and weights and lines and rods, and he really goes through it in good detail. And he catches really big fish on these BFS rods and reels, and he'll give them like casting comparison, in the field use comparisons. So this guy definitely knows his stuff, especially when it comes to BFS, and apparently he's into bonsai trees. Brendan Miller, he's kind of funny. He kind of takes a kind of a geeky, nerdy approach to fishing, and he does a lot of good editing and production. But he'll talk about all the different things that he uses, gadgets and gizmos, and he won't limit himself to just bass fishing. He'll do rivers and catch bluegill and get excited about, you know, pike and old baits, new baits, little baits, weird baits. He really goes across the board. He even reviewed that horrible fish finder that I bought. You can see right here, this fish finder. He goes over a lot of material, and he fishes what I consider similar waters to me. He fishes in streams and creeks and ponds, and that's a lot of the fishing that I do. And he's kind of fun to watch. He's a nice break from the norm. Okay, this guy, Crazy Bass Fisher, I think he's in California, and he swims swim baits, and he does like the really big swim baits, like Roman maids, the ones you would never cast, the $950 Roman made lure. And what's amazing watching this guy is he'll fish these giant swim baits, and he'll fish for like a week. He'll be like, yeah, I've been fishing all week. I haven't caught anything. But, you know, one's coming. But when he does catch one, they're usually like 7s, 8s. They're huge. Another guy I like who is kind of funny to watch and fun to watch, Debo's Fishing. Debo, I believe, is out of Pennsylvania or the Northeast. I don't really know. I can't tell where he's from, but he does often do reviews of different videos, and he'll do reviews a lot of Cast King equipment. I guess they might sponsor him, or he might just be a Cast King guy. But he does do other reviews like Kistler rods and different things like that. But yeah, he's your basic pond fisherman, bank fisherman. He does a lot of bank fishing, and he's very successful, and he's fun to watch, and he's funny. You know, he cracks jokes, and he's not, you know, he's a humble guy. He makes fun of himself along with other people, so it's kind of fun to watch him fish. Fish the Moment, he's one of my favorites. Let me see if I can even get a picture of him up here. There you go. This guy here, I don't know his name, but this guy, he's got 87,000 subscribers, so he's medium big. But he is really all about teaching you things. Like, I really like his whole series on fish finders, because I've been looking at these fish finders lately, and it's helpful. But he'll tell you really, really useful information, how to read maps, how to read guides, what different lures do at different times of the year. I mean, he's really about info and giving you details on fishing technique and fishing lures, and more about education than he is about, hey, look at me catch this giant fish type of guy. All right, this next guy, he cracks me up. I'm from the South, and his accent is just priceless. This dude is really funny, but he has some awesome hacks, DIY hacks, different ways to do different things, and he's always got a useful tip, and it's super fun to watch. Let me just, you'll know when you see his face. Listen to this accent.
Fishing stuff. Today, we're making an awesome knife sheath out of PVC.
I mean, halfway think he's drunk, but it's just a really slow draw Southern accent, and it's funny as hell. This guy's really good, so if you get a chance, watch his stuff. Fluke Master is, I think his name's Gene, and he does a lot of mystery tackle box promotions, and I think he does some, I think he works with the Googans, I'm not sure, but he's solid. He's always on the water. He's out of boats. He fishes lakes. I don't know where he's from, to be honest. He catches big bass, so he's either from the South or the Midwest, but I'm not sure, to be exactly honest. The background kind of looks like Virginia, North Carolina-ish, but I'm not sure. But he's kind of known. I think he got his start because he was a big Fluke fan, and he does a lot of plastic fishing, and he'll teach you different things about rods and reels and tackles and organization, and really good information. So another one that I really like, and I like people that do stuff that isn't just always the same, is Greg Blanchard. Greg Blanchard always jumps in his kayak, and he'll fish the Delta and California waters, and he catches big fish, and he's not afraid to not catch fish, trying different challenges. But he's got some really fun videos. He fishes in beautiful locations. He's a fun guy to listen to, and he's a good fisherman, man. So Greg Blanchard is a must. You want to watch Greg Blanchard if you get a chance. Jekyll Production is a person who likes to paint baits. She'll take baits that are already out of the box and she'll repaint them. A lot of people send their baits to her for custom paint jobs, and she goes through all the different airbrush techniques. So if you're into lure making and especially painting and airbrushing, Jekyll Productions is a person you want to keep an eye on because she does great work. Keeping it real fishing. This is one of my, he's cost me some money, this guy. He's the reason I own a Huddleston. He's the reason I've bought any type of swim bait gear. He's really the reason that I even fish swim baits at all. He's a real swim bait believer. He went on a quest for giant fish. I think he went on a quest for a 7+. And he lives in New Jersey. Those don't happen often. So he's really fun to watch. He's smart as a whip. You can tell the guy's really smart. And he's got some kind of tenacity, man. This guy will fish in all kinds of weather all day long. Just keep going after it. And he's just got this persistence that's to be respected for sure. But he's really fun to watch, and he'll teach you some things. So definitely give Keeping It Real Fishing a look. He's a swim bait master, and he knows a lot about big baits and big bass and how to stay in there and keep casting for that next big one. So check him out. I don't do a lot of Googans anymore. I don't like the shenanigans. I don't like the I covered so-and-so's boat in tinfoil, ha 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 type of stuff. I'm 51. I mean, it's funny, and if I was that age, I'd probably like it a lot. But for me, I kind of just want to get down to it and see some fishing. But Lake Fork, he's always kind of stayed true to the mission, which is fishing. They've become a little more production oriented lately. The Googans have, meaning that it's more cinematic, it's more commercial. And you know what, dude? More power to them. They're making money, and if I were their dad, I'd be proud of them. But, for me, I just want to watch some bass fishing, and I think Lake Fork still brings it. And the guy's hilarious, man. His little one-liners. He literally, if he wasn't fishing, he could almost do stand-up because he's funny as heck. But Lake Fork guy, LFG, baby. NC Bassin, I would say some of you that follow me probably know this guy. And a lot of people won't because he's at 4,000 subscribers. Him and I were neck and neck. I think when I first started out, I was like 800-900 and he was like 200. And then him and I hit 1,000 around the same time. And then we've been kind of pacing. And I just fell off the videos in the last few months. But you can see this dude 1 day ago, 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks. He's solid on performance as far as getting his videos out. So he's really working the algorithm and he's getting exposure. And the other thing that he does, if you notice by his icons, he catches fish. This guy knows how to fish Lake Norman. If you're from North Carolina and you want to see what to be fishing and what to be doing at different times of the year, this guy will be showing you because he's in a tournament, it seems like every 2 days. He's always catching fish. He's always on the water, and I tip my hat. I don't have it. I can't do it as good as he does, but I love fishing and I love the game. But this guy, man, he's like born and bred to fish. I think he'll be fishing when he's like 90. Congratulations to NC Bassin and his success. Guys, give him some support and definitely go check him out. He's awesome. Indie Yak Angler. I think this is still my favorite. And if you haven't ever seen this guy, you've missed it for like as long as you've been on YouTube. Indie Yak Angler is from North Dakota. He's got a real dry personality, but his fishing adventures are anything but dry. He catches fish. Oh my God, this guy, man. He really nails them. He's a kayak angler, and he fishes the back streams of North Dakota and I think Minnesota, and he catches tons and tons of smallmouth bass, man. He catches some of the biggest smallmouth bass I've ever seen in my life in some of the strangest areas. He literally fishes in the most beautiful streams you've ever seen in your life. Some of these lakes, some of the places that he goes, you just would be super surprised. He doesn't get into gimmicks and weird things. Every now and then he'll do like a subscriber lure challenge or something like that. He fishes solidly. This guy will catch fish all day long. It's never a disappointment. Why this guy's at 161,000 subscribers, I have no idea. He should be 1 million. I mean, I could watch his stuff all day long. It's awesome. Check it out. If you have not subscribed to Indie Yak Angler, get on there. Everybody loves the guy that's like them. They like to feel like who they're watching is you know, kind of how they are. This guy's a little bit more in your face and matter of fact than most fishing channels, but he's got a great following. He's got almost 80,000 followers. And he literally seems like he goes to the same dock and the same fishing spot like every week. And he's just a no bull crap kind of guy. He just tells you how it is. He's not about the gear. He doesn't buy expensive stuff. He goes with the most basic things. He fishes and does techniques that you kind of laugh at sometimes and think, oh, he's not going to catch fish, but he puts them on, man. And he's really fun to watch. I like his no nonsense attitude. And that's what really brings me to this guy, because I just like him. I think he'd be a dude you could stand next to and fish all day and have fun with. So the next one, SB Fishing. He's one of my local favorites. If you've never watched SB Fishing, you need to. He's in Virginia. He fishes the Occoquan Reservoir. He fishes local lakes. He's become kind of more nationally known lately. He's at 148,000 subscribers, so he's definitely gained size. I think when I started with him, he was at like 40 or 50,000. He fishes big baits. He fishes swim baits. He even does muskie fishing here in Virginia, which is not something that people often do. And he puts up the numbers, man. So if you want to know what to be doing in Virginia, different times of the year, SB Fishing is your guy. He just did a national van tour series last year, and it's something you might want to watch because it was a lot of fun. He went to different states and did some cool stuff. Tackle Advisors does a lot of lure reviews and tackle breakdowns and take-aparts. You know, that's kind of cool. He'll get like reels and bust into them and break them down to the bearings and show you what's inside of them and tell you what's a good buy and not a good buy, and this one's better than that one type of thing. Is the 500 versus the 800 better? Over here you can see the Daiwa $50 sleeper. The new Laguna is better than expected. He's a really good resource if you're looking to buy reels, if you're looking to get into some really cool, you know, tips and tricks. He's the guy. Tackle Advisors. Tackle Warehouse. This is just a staple. This is like, I don't know, the grocery store for a chef, right? This is where you get your ingredients. They do have special series, and they'll have people using the baits that they promote and sell, but they also have just good bait reviews. And, you know, I love watching A-Train talk about different lures and stuff that are hot. I like the Tackle Warehouse, you know, what's new in Tackle Warehouse. I like all the different promotions from all the different fishermen. You're going to see pretty much any bait that you see circulating out there on Tackle Warehouse, and their prices are right. Their inventory is usually good. Their shipping is decent. As long as you buy $50 or more, you get free shipping. Tackle Warehouse is definitely a place I would go to learn some things, and especially find out about new lures and baits. And 9 times out of 10, if it's a lure and bait that you're interested in, you're going to see these guys being reviewed on these channels. The Handmade Fisherman, if it's late at night and you want to see something that just kind of puts you to sleep, not in a bad way, but kind of relaxes you and makes you wish you had some artist skills, this guy, holy moly. When we're talking Handmade Fisherman, we're talking Handmade Fisherman. This guy makes things by hand. I mean, he will take out a piece of wood and he'll carve it up and he'll make a lure. And it's amazing to see this guy make these different lures. So if you ever wanted to see just true artistry with lure making, go here. It's 182,000 subscribers. He's definitely popular. His voice is easy to listen to. His videos are super well made, and he's just really good at what he does. So I would highly recommend the Handmade Fisherman if you want to learn how to make lures. The North Florida Angler. This guy, truly amazing. If you want to see some of the biggest bass you've ever seen caught in your entire life, go here. Now, he doesn't fish whopper ploppers and plastic worms and a bunch of different lures and stuff. This guy fishes pretty much bobbers and shiners. He's going for the biggest giants he can get on the end of his rod. And he goes fishing for these largemouth in Florida, and it looks like striper rods. I mean, he's got some serious gear. I want to look this guy up and get down there one day and have him take me out just to put, you know, a 10 plus or a 15 plus in the boat, just to see what that thing feels and looks like. Truly, truly amazing. Just big bass. That's this guy's game. He catches big bass. I don't have like a bass boat or anything fancy, and I'm often looking at different ways to find John boats and modify things, because I like to fish small waters as well as big waters in the area that I'm in. So something up to about a 9.9 motor would be perfect for me. And so I really got into looking at these Tiny Boat Nation videos, because they will take some of these small, 10-foot, 12-foot John boats and convert them into, deck platform standing, small little bass boats, which definitely piques my interest. I haven't pulled the trigger on doing anything like this yet, but when I do, it's going to be a resource that I'll lean on. Tiny Boat Nation, great resource on how to pimp out a John boat or make a bass boat out of a smaller, cheaper boat. Wired to Fish. This is a staple as well. If you like Tackle Warehouse, go to Wired to Fish. These guys talk about gear, lures, technique, and they have a lot of on-the-water samples and underwater examples of how these different things work. Whether you're looking at graphs or lures or rods and reels, Wired to Fish is your place. Check it out. World's Worst Fisherman. This guy's all about plastics. And I love his name of his channel because it's humble. He's got 65,000 subscribers. And you want to talk about plastics. This guy is like Kung Fu master judo chop. This guy can do it, man. And you got to love a guy who'll drink a beer while he's sitting there making a video. Not that drinking's cool, but I'm just saying, he's laid back. He does it in his free time. And he takes orders. If you guys want to get some baits made or a big batch run, he'll do it for you. I don't know how much it costs. I've never looked into it, but I've definitely gotten into lure making because of this guy. And he shows me techniques and multicolor techniques about how to put fluorescent and glowing attributes into your worms and your plastics. And it's just endless. I could watch this guy for hours. And the thing I like about making plastics and watching plastics is it's like instant gratification. You come up with your idea, your technique, you get your mold, you shoot it in a minute and a half, you pull that thing apart, and you've got a really hot looking lure. So, and he's not actually the world's worst fisherman. I've seen him. He can catch fish. So don't worry. It's a pretty good channel. You want to check it out. And last of my tops, Pat has brought me to Mikey Balls. Funny name. Mikey Balls Fishing. This guy is just super solid. He's the dude you'd want to be in the boat with all day. He's got a video.
I have a statement and a request before we roll video. What you're about to see is the biggest bag ever caught on YouTube, cast to catch on a public lake. 49 pounds, 3 ounces, 5 fish. The request, watch the whole video.
Yeah, you got to watch that video. The dude put some spanking huge fish in the boat one day. He just went out there and was like fishing and got into them. And man, he just put one of the biggest bags I've ever seen together. And he's just down to earth, easy to listen to, easy to watch, willing to share his techniques and his tips. Solid, solid, solid dude. Definitely Mikey Balls. He does fishing reviews for Halo rods. If you want to really invest and look at Halo rods, he'll go through some of the different rods and reels and stuff that he likes, but he really likes the Halo products. I don't know if this is fishing. How many of you guys know who Hannah Barron is? Hannah Barron is a cutie from Georgia. And no, I'm not a pervert, although she's not ugly, but she does catfish noodling. If you want to see some of the wildest stuff ever, man, watch these girls get down, go underneath the water and go catfish noodling. She hangs out with her dad. She is a redneck, super fun to watch. It's funny to hear her talk because she's a redneck. She's like, I'm going fishing with daddy. We're going to go get some catfish. And you're just like, oh my God, this is going to be hilarious. And they go underwater for like a minute and a half and they come up and you think, oh, they're going to have like an 8-pounder or whatever. She's got these giants heaved over her shoulder. Just insane. So if you get a chance, check out Hannah Barron. Really cool. Here's one I like just because it's fun to watch a dog get excited. Happy Dog Bass Fishing. Now, this guy's not big. 1,500 subscribers, not a big time fisherman. He's not in it, I don't think, to be like the YouTube superstar, but he fishes a lot. He puts up videos a lot. He takes his dog every time, and every time he hooks up, that dog just starts prancing back and forth. I'm sure everybody who has pets and takes them fishing has similar reactions, but it's cool to see a dude and his dog on a boat fishing, just having a good time. So that about does it for me. I mean, there's other ones that I'll watch. I don't know that I'm subscribed to any, but I went through my subscriptions. I also picked up a few that I didn't subscribe to. So I hope this helps you guys find some new fishing. I know in the winter it can be slow. I have been guilty of not putting out videos. So I just wanted to say I really appreciate y'all. I've just kind of been laying back. I've got a couple kids in college. I've got about 12, 15 rods in the garage, and I think that's about enough. And I think my wife got sick of seeing boxes show up with lures after lures. And I was getting to the point where I was forgetting what I had. Things were staying in stacks and piles. And I thought, you know what? I need to fish more and buy less. I'm just taking a break, trying to relax and enjoy the winter a little bit, get geared up for the spring. It's going to be here sooner than you think. These are some of my top picks of channels on YouTube to watch. So you guys check these out, see if they intrigue you, and let me know which ones you like.